In this module, I'll introduce you to the interface, show you the scenarios the system includes, and demonstrate the first things that happen when you select a scenario to play. By the end of the module, you'll know what to do to get started. Logging into AlphaACT Fire will take you to the Start page. The Start page is the launch point for all the things you'll do with AlphaACT Fire. The links along the top of the page take you to other pages. There's the Training Record page, which tracks the scenarios you've played and your scores. There's the Tutorials page, which includes information to help you get the most out of AlphaACT Fire, including this tutorial. And there are the community forums, where you can discuss topics, ask questions, and share ideas about firefighting and emergency response with others in the community. Along the upper edge of the Start page, you'll see some other links. Some let you check for messages and notifications you may have received. The link with your name takes you to a page where you can review and make changes to your account profile. And the final link lets you log out of the system once you're done. There's a lot to explore in AlphaACT Fire, and we've tried to anticipate your needs. So remember to check out the tutorials link whenever you have questions. Now let's get back to what AlphaACT Fire is all about: training for crisis decision makers. As mentioned earlier, AlphaACT Fire is a scenario-based training solution. It presents you with the facts of a fictional situation involving a residential fire. Then, under the simulated pressure of a ticking clock, it asks you to decide what actions to take to safeguard those who may be in danger and to mitigate the situation. To help you, it'll provide information about similar past cases that you can use to base your decision-making on. When you're ready to begin training, click Start. Once you do, AlphaACT Fire will show you the list of scenarios you can choose from. Because fireground incidents can be so complex, the scenarios presented by AlphaACT Fire are divided into several parts. Each part of a scenario is separately scored, so you can see how well you did on one part before advancing to the next. A filter box lets you search for a scenario based on the words in the scenario title. The system also lets you filter scenarios based on the size of the fire department that responded in the case the scenario is based on. Once you decide on a scenario to play, click its title to begin. By default, a help screen will appear automatically each time you move to a different page in the system. It describes system options for the page you're on. To close it, click the X in the upper right corner of the panel. If you don't want to view the online help before each page, click the checkbox beside Do Not Show Again, and then close the window. If you do need help, it can be accessed from any page during scenario play. Just click the link that says Need Help. Once you get started on the scenario, the system presents the initial dispatch message. You'll hear it, and you'll also be able to read what the dispatcher says. Listen to it carefully, since it'll contain information important to know for working the scenario. At this point, you'll have the option to acknowledge the dispatch message by clicking Copy, ask for the message to be repeated by clicking Repeat, or ask the dispatcher to wait a moment by clicking Stand By. The system will provide updates throughout the scenario, and you'll need to deal with the information as it comes in. If this scenario doesn't look like the one you want to play right now, the Exit button will return you to the list of scenarios. If you do want to play the scenario, click Respond. With the scenario begun, AlphaACT Fire takes you to a page that provides the kind of follow-up information you receive while en route and shows a map of the incident scene. To heighten the sense of urgency, the system begins a countdown to your hypothetical arrival. It gives you 30 seconds to review and digest the information you've received en route before it thrusts you into the next phase of the timed exercise. However, if you find that you're ready to start before that 30-second clock is ticked down to 0, click Characterize. It'll take you to the page for the first step of the decision process, which we'll cover in the next module.